Yo, vintage got the boom back.
I keep on falling, falling and falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry, 'cause I keep on falling, falling and falling. The dealer of pain is what they call me. And I keep on falling, falling, falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry. I keep on falling, 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 falling. The dealer of pain is what they call me. And I keep on falling, falling, falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry. I keep on falling, 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 falling. Until I'm made is what they call me.
Freak, are you kidding me?
Suicides on one. Suicides, motherfuckers. Shafts the dome. We're all in. Fuck it up. Do it again.
What up, everybody? What's happening? Ironwork 92,000 in the house, in the foundry, making it happen on a Sunday. This isn't my day. I get it. This isn't my day, so bear with me. And yes, it looks like I got like all this craziness on me. That's bleach. This is a work shirt. I was doing a little bit of cleaning in the house, so bear with me, family. Welcome again. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Glad that we're all hanging out tonight. Now, reason why I'm here, chop it up just a little bit. But I wanted to kind of get everybody all on one page because we have a lot of channels, a lot of people doing a lot, doing the most today, and it all seems to be scrunched up. So first and foremost, before I do anything, before I continue, let me greet everyone in the foundry. Lord Racer, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Heresy Seed, I see you. Let's see what's going on here. Can they see me? Can they see me? Amazing what the internet does. You know what I'm saying? So my internet was doing its thing. I apologize if you didn't hear me. Grandma used to say, how you doing, sis? Welcome, Erica. Good to see you. It's been a while. One of my day ones right there. Chrissy Lee Dolls, how you doing, sis? And there it goes again. What's going on? Okay, I don't know why my internet's doing that, but it is. Why is it doing that? Okay, when I do that, it's doing its own thing. Let's see if we can investigate, shall we? Okay. That's strange. That is strange. Let's proceed. Let's see if it goes away. Let me see if I shift, but then I go here, and then that happens. Then I bring that up, then I put that there, then I do that. Okay. So, but when I go here to the big screen and then I do that, that happens. All right. Okay. All right. This ain't no time to experiment. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Grandma used to say, how you doing, Erica? Nice to see you, sis. Chrissy Lee Dolls, I see you. How you doing, sis? All right. Godheart Guardians in the Foundry. How you doing, sir? Heresy Seeds, sir. Welcome. The Akinator. What's happening, fam? All right, Flat Earth Outlaw. Harmon, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Warrior coming out to play on a Sunday afternoon. Good to see you, sir. Four Jacks is in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Andreas Matchkey in the Foundry. Good to see you, sir. All right, moving and grooving. Heron Song, how you doing, sis? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. PSYOP within a PSYOP. Good to see you, sir. Welcome. Valley Parks, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. The next chapter, how you doing, sir? Welcome. All right. What we got going on here? Okay. The next chapter. All right. The Akinator Warrior. ABC's in the house. Realm Walker One's in the foundry. Good to see you. Mark Sargent. Oh, snap. Okay, he's coming by. I know it's a lot earlier in Washington, 3 hours exactly. So it's 3 o'clock, 3:45 his time. JJ, good, because I was going to talk bad about you. IC Spin, welcome, welcome. Heron Song, Monkey Cat, Pat. Leland Wilt, how you doing? How you doing? Everybody's informed. Everybody's in the foundry. Good to see you guys. And JJ, dude, everybody's looking for JJ's channel. Justin, if you don't know who JJ is, this guy right here. We're talking about Justin Johnson. You see him right there. 07 Flat Power. How you doing, man? JJ, man. Everybody that's got a channel, a la ABC, Heron Song, JJ, Grandma used to say, Mark Sargent. Guys, drop your channels in here. Don't even wait for me. Okay. Drop your channels, drop your links in there. We know you have your channels, so everybody has access to them. Okay. Drop your channels in there. All right. JJ, dog. Anytime you put Justin Johnson in there, you can't find him. Anytime you put a JJ in there, you can't find him. All right, guys like JJ, Blacklight. You got to put your stuff in here to make it easier to where your stuff is accessible, nice and easily accessible to get to your channels. You understand? Because like we could look for you to refer to you, right, for whatever reason, and we can't find you because if you put in Justin Johnson, a Chinese dude would come up, Justin Johnson, and you like, Justin Johnson is not Chinese, but he will come up before Justin Johnson as we know him comes up. Y'all know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Mr. Super Sidewinder, nice to see you, sir. It's been a while, but it's still good to see you. All right. So all you guys with channels, listen, drop your stuff in the foundry. Do not wait on me. Drop it in here, please. Because I'm saying all that because JJ's got something coming up here shortly. JJ's going live in like 45 minutes, right? Isn't that right, JJ? Around something like that, 45 minutes. So make your channel nice and easy to access, man. All right. And then half an hour after JJ goes on, we've got Blacklight going on at 8 o'clock, right? At the same time, Blacklight goes on at 8 o'clock. You got Vika's stuff going on. So there's a lot going on at like many times. And I'm not going to be on. The only reason I'm coming on is just to chop it up a little bit, just to kind of get everybody's wheels greased up prior to going live with these guys, right? But everybody's coming on within a small frame of time. So I'm putting everything out there to everybody just to like, yes, these things are happening simultaneously. Okay. Don't think they're not, because they are. So you've got JJ at 7:30, 7:30 Eastern time, in case you want to know. So here in 45 minutes, Blacklight in like almost an hour, right? An hour and 15 minutes, and Vika at around the same time. Vika's coming on late. Now at 8 o'clock is going to be Vika's schedule. Blacklight is going on to discuss basketball. So if basketball is your thing, do tomorrow. I have no problem. No. JJ, it's all up to you. You scheduled this thing a while. You were actually the first one to schedule what you had prior to, everybody else. So before Blacklight dropped his time, before Vika dropped his time, Blacklight is doing more basketball thing, but Vika's going 8 o'clock. But it's up to you if you want to do later on, because Vika's going to want you on his show, and then however which way you want to slice it and dice it. I'm not going on at the same time you're going on, at the same time Blacklight's going on, and at the same time Vika's going on. So I will be off. I'm only out there so that you guys, so everybody knows where to go and at what time. I hope that makes sense. Shawnee B's in the house. How you doing, family? Shawnee B's in the house. Where's your channel, Shawnee B? Go ahead, drop that thing in there, man. Everybody knows. If you don't know Shawnee B, get to know him, because he's got that awesome channel that talks about the old world and meltology. That may not be a word yet, but we're going to make it into a word. Trust me. It's going to make it in the whatchamacallits here soon. The dictionaries. Let's see. I just like to be a filler on days no one is on. Yeah, I got you. JJ. I got you. Yeah, whatever you want to do, man. I'm not telling you what to do or how to do it. However, which way you want to do it, JJ, you do it, right? I just wanted to let everybody know when all these people are going on because they're you guys are going on soon. You did have your stuff out first before everybody else, though. But just so everybody knows, Vika is going to be coming on at 8 o'clock Eastern time from this point. The summer, that's his summer schedule. You know, Vika's a movie producer and all that. So he's got the summer schedule planned out this way. And so that means he's going to be going from this point on up until like mid-September, you know. So all that. Yes, the Akinator. I shall. Let's talk about that real quick. So kind of shifting gears. We do know when everybody's going to be going on, how they're going to be going on. Yes, let's shift gears. So apparently US struck Iran. This is not and you know, Harmon brought up a good point, something that you know, since I retired a few years back, and I kind of removed myself from much of what the Navy's doing, right? And just the military in general, what they're doing. And why is this a deal? Because Harmon brought up a really good point yesterday. So he's asking me who or what is the strike group? A strike group is basically a group of ships that surround or that kind of nest around the Queen Bee. Shout out to our sister Vicky Queen Bee, but the Queen Bee would serve as the carrier, right? So they call it a carrier strike group. And then the killer bees around it would be your frigates, typically would consist of frigates, destroyers, a fueling tank, right? An oiler or possibly a maintenance ship, right? Um, and the like. And you would have, you know, submarines placed strategic wise around that strike group. Nobody knows where they are. Good. But your strike group rolls as a clan, right? And your destroyers are basically placed strategically around it. In the center of your strike group is again your aircraft carrier, right? And your aircraft carrier is, in this case, in the Persian Gulf right now, is the USS Nimitz. Why is that important? And why is this, which I have to look to see when the Nimitz decided it wanted to go there. It because a few things is important about that. The Nimitz is one of the older carriers that we have in our inventory now in the United States. Again, why is that important? So the Nimitz appears to be getting decommissioned next year. Why is that important? Well, that's important because that is your least important boat. Right now, I'm not saying it's not an important boat. It is. But if it's going to be retired, if it's going to be decommissioned, you might as well just use it as, hey, this is my drive car to work. This is not my Mercedes that I use to go to fancy spots or nothing like that. This is my car that I'm willing to risk it all on, right? So that the Nimitz serves as that. Why is that important? Well, yesterday, apparently the US struck Iran, right? Apparently, and I'm saying apparently because people could say anything and they could claim anything, and then it turns out to not be true. And then we're out here believing a lie. So, based off of what we've been told from the news, right? The US apparently struck Iran. And so now tensions are running high, both here and in Southwest Asia, out in the Persian Gulf. And it's putting a lot of people on edge, not just military personnel, because military personnel are like prepared for times like this, hence being in the military, but also those that are not in the military, civilian personnel, or those that might have family members that are, you know, weekend warriors or weekend warriors. Everybody is on edge for this thing. Talking about it because this is, I guess you could say, this is like the thing to talk about right now. Uh, I would say, and it's easy for me to say, I would say put your mind at ease. Don't don't go don't go losing your mind over it. That's what I'm going to say. Calmer minds always prevail. However, at the same time, have a contingency plan ready. Why am I saying that? Now, you've heard and we've heard talks of the draft and everything else. And when you're hearing of talks of the draft, I wasn't around, I wasn't alive during Vietnam, and I wasn't familiar with what was going on. But you had a lot of draft dodging, right? I'm not recommending dodging a draft. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because I did my time, right? And I did my time prior to the war on terror starting. And then 2 years after enlisting, the war on terror started. But I dug my heels deep and I said, there's even more of a reason for me to stay in. Now, I didn't know then what I know now. And to me, the military at the time was a good paycheck, right? But at the same time, I was like, yeah, I'm not getting out now. It's not a good time because we have this going on. As I grew and I learned more as to what 9/11 was true, what I think 9/11 was truly all about, and everything else associated with the war, I started to get a bad taste in my mouth as to what this country was doing and who the partners along with this countries were, right? I.e., Israel. Yes, I'm saying it and I'm being real about it. And this is something I I started to, and I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all. I did harbor a resentment for Israel. I did. And I still kind of do, right? I can't control what other people do. I can't. I can only control what I do. But in real life, if you see what's going on and you put the puzzle together, you formulate an opinion, right? If you're being honest with yourself based off of what it is you see. Now, with all the things that the United States have done to other countries, I am not at all saying that we are the best by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. I am not saying that. However, at the same time, I live here, my family lives here, my friends live here. So if I'm going to fight, I am not fighting for the opposition. That much is a fact. If you come here and you want to start shit with us, we're going to handle things accordingly. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not starting shit with nobody. I'm really not doing that, right? The smart person is the one that would defend themselves, period. Right? RG, what's happening, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. And so, yes, essentially, we look Memorial Gardens. How you doing, family? Good to see you. Essentially, we kind of look like bullies. We do. Like, look, I have to be all the way real with it. I got to be. Because now it looks like we are on the brink of some kind of war, skirmish, whatever you want to call it. We're there. It looks like we're there. Usually when these strikes happen in Iran, it's not us, or we don't think it's us. Instead, Israel likes to claim these things. But in real life, now we're claiming that we did what we did to Iran outside of Fordo, not Fardo, excuse me, but a Fordo freaking military base. They're not military base, but a nuclear site, right? So Iran has nuclear sites, they have enrichment sites and everything else. You have one out in Natanz, you have one in Esfahan, and I know you have a nuclear site out there in Bushehr, which is an island, um, which is further west, headed towards the end of the Persian Gulf. Um, Jesus, it's been a while, but it's an island, right? Away from Tomb and everything else, and yeah, and north of Qatar, excuse me. Um, yes, yes. So these things are happening, and we're somehow caught up in the mix. Again, I'm saying all this to say that I don't want you guys to feel discouraged. All right. Um, make the necessary plans that you need to make for your family. I'm not telling you to do certain things, but know what your options are and be prepared to. Recently, we've seen a lot of kids on TikTok and whatever else come out and say they are not coming out to fight this Zionist war. And I'll be honest with you, I could see why. Yeah, Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And we're setting ourselves up. See, there are a lot of reasons. So you have kids now, right, that do not want to fight for this country. I can't be mad at them. I cannot be mad at them, right? For as much time as I spent doing what I did serving this nation, I am not going to force anybody to do anything that they don't feel is going to benefit them. You understand? Like, look, at the end of the day, I lived a good life, right? Despite all the shit that I had to deal with, I lived a good life. At the same time, you have problems here in America that we haven't figured out yet, right? For example, I just wrote a fucking letter to the goddamn governor of this state, um, um, Governor Youngkin, right? And I said, look, motherfucker, like you're failing. And what am I talking about? We have a fucking water problem here in Virginia. And I was real with them. I said, you're fucking up. Like, it doesn't make no fucking sense that you're in a state that's supposed to be quote unquote first in everything, right? But you can't seem to get a hold of a fucking issue that involves water, which is supposed to be it's like water is air. It's supposed to be, at least. But for some reason, we're not getting a handle on our infrastructure. Water. Why is that a big deal? Well, in this country, right, we have the same issue in Michigan. You got the same issue in Arizona. You have the same issue of water and the water distribution in Mississippi. It's going to happen in Tennessee, New Jersey. I mean, it's becoming a fucking problem. This is water. We're supposed to be a first world nation here in the United States, but for whatever reason, we can't figure out water, which I think is absolute bullshit. You have money to the tune of billions of dollars every year since the 70s going to Israel. To the tune of billions of dollars going to Israel. But you can't seem to find $1 billion to give to a state. So let's just say you give $1 million, $50 billion, 1 billion to each state every year. That's 50 billion you could invest in just fixing the water infrastructure problem. That it's going to become a national crisis. It's going to become a crisis here in the United States. It just is, right? It's not a matter of if, it's when. So I'm writing him this letter and I'm pissed. And I'm telling him, you're fucking up. You are not even you're fucking up, you're failing. Right? I could put a whole bunch of expletives, but I didn't. And so I offered a solution. I said, hey, there's a guy named Moses West. You can get his fucking machines. You can strategically place these machines around the state and you can begin to work on your infrastructure. Work on your infrastructure now. Here in the US, we have a problem with taking care of an issue prior to it becoming a crisis. I'm using water as an example. It's gotten these things like the problem that we have now. Nobody wants to fight for the fucking country. Nobody does. Nobody wants to go into the service. Can you blame them? Can you blame them? Can you blame kids? All right, okay. Now I understand us as true earthers, right? We we know that this whole thing is a game, right? But despite it being a game, let's play the game for a little bit. Yes, I understand, Godheart. I know it's designed to fail. It's it's designed to fail. I believe that as well, right? It's designed to fail. But let's say that with the rules that they claim that it works with, right? That this country works on the rules that they give us, which we know that's total bullshit. But let's go with those rules. How do you how do you get people to fight for a country when you yourself dodge the draft? You're not sending your tall ass 7 foot child to go fucking fight that war. You're not putting him in the front lines. You're not sending any of your kith and kin to do those things that many of us broke motherfuckers down here on the bottom, right? That make up the rest of this country. You're not sending any of your family to go do any of those fucking things. Why not? Why not? It doesn't, it, you know what? Here's the thing. You're going to, which I kind of, I see exactly where these kids are coming from that don't want to fight for this country. You can't even figure out water issue. I just gave you a solution. And I'm not smart. That's the thing. I'm offering you a solution and I am not that smart. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And I'm giving an example of water. I'm not trying to show off or anything like that because in my honest opinion, I don't think that Governor Glenn Youngkin is going to do a fucking thing about it. I don't think he's going to do anything about it. I think he's just going to fucking probably reply to me in an email and say, hey, nice to meet you. Thank you for your service. Suck dick, a suck dick bullshit sandwich, right? Basically what you do, a suck dick bullshit sandwich. You want to know what that is? A suck dick or a kiss my ass and bullshit sandwich. You suck somebody's dick by saying, hey, thank you for your service. My grandfather was in the service during World War II. My dad served in Nam. My brother was a Marine, so on and so forth. Thank you for so much for your sacrifice and everything you've done for your country. And then the bullshit. Well, we've tried with the water. It's so hard because we don't have the funds. We don't have this. We don't have that. Every fucking excuse to fail. Every fucking excuse to not succeed. Every fucking reason why not. Or every fucking reason why I can't win. Why I can't fucking get the things to happen to make this state. Let's not even go, or a city. You don't even have to make it the whole state. Start with the city. Start with Norfolk. Start with Richmond. Start with goddamn, I don't know, goddamn, I don't know, Fairfax. I don't know. Pick a city in the state. Start there. Start small. It doesn't, or start with the neighborhood, right? Use that blueprint of success with something small. You own the state. You are the king of the state. You are the king, right? And so with that bullshit sandwich, you give me a reason why you can't in the middle, and then you wrap it all up at the end, the lower layer, right? The last part of the sandwich is the other piece of bread. It's the dick sucking again. So by the way, so that's why we can't do it. But again, thank you for your service. We really appreciate everything you've done. And please continue to live in Virginia. Love, Glenn Youngkin. Absolute fucking failure. And so this isn't a smite on Greg Youngkin. I had to use him as an example because he is he is in that position of leadership. I'm over here tripping over my words, so forgive me. And I don't want to be on because JJ goes on here in the next 22 minutes, but I'm getting on just to put things in perspective. You understand? I'm saying all that because everybody wants to be in charge. Everybody wants to be the leader, right? And I'm not saying that being the leader, I'd say the privilege of being in charge or being over something is that maybe you might have the idea, but maybe you understand that you know how to get people together. If you have that gift, man, 2 thumbs up. If I had more arms, I'd give you all those thumbs up. If you can find a way to inspire people to get together to achieve a goal, not a gold, excuse me. Oh no, JJ, god damn it, dude. No, JJ. No. I didn't want you to cancel. Fuck, JJ. But anyway, we'll continue. So, just to gather people to achieve a goal, right? I would say if there was one thing that I think the Lord blessed me with, it is how to find a way to get people to do the things that I don't know how to do, right? There's so many talented people that I've met throughout my life. So many smart people, a million times smarter than me, better looking, uh, everything, right? And they have all the right tools and they know how to do the things that I don't know how to do. But I know who to get them in contact with. so that the synergy can happen and we can make magic occur. You understand? Um, and to me, that's a gift. I've always looked to find people, more people like that. But if you can't, you can't. But if you can, even better, because there's more synergy happening, right? For whatever reason, you have these fucking people in charge that act as if they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't get it. I don't understand. If you were on a ship is designed like a city, right? A naval vessel functions as a city. So, like, look at an aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier has like 5,000 heads on it, right? Male, female, and it functions like a goddamn city. If you don't have fucking running water, your commanding officer, who is the king of that territory, he has failed you because you need running water. You need clean water to function. If your evaps, right, on certain ships, you have evaporators, right? Or if your RO units, your reverse osmosis units, if they fail and you cannot sustain a mission, you can't sustain a mission. So you have to get it repaired on that ship. You have to. There is no fucking excuse for America to have a water problem. There's none. And I'm not saying that every other country should have a water problem. I'm not saying that. But for all these fucking claims that this country fucking makes that we're the best, we do this, we do that, you can't even get your leadership together to make water flow properly. It doesn't make sense. It makes no fucking sense at all. You understand what I'm saying? So to make all these claims, we're first, the show me state, the lovers state, we do it best, the hip hop state. I don't know what the fuck your state says, but there's a very good chance that your state is next when it comes to a fucking water problem. You mean to tell me you have all this money for all this fight, all this war, all these problems miles and miles away from here, but you can't fix a Flint water crisis? Flint water has been going on for longer than 11 years, family. It hasn't been since 2014, I promise you. This is a problem that's been going on for much longer than that. I don't know, probably 20 years, probably longer than that. But it just turned into news in and around 2014. And it probably wouldn't have gained traction until people complained. That's the only time these people want to say some shit. But here you have people out here that are actually doing something to try and help the people. But this motherfucker acts as if he doesn't know who the fuck I'm talking about. Moses West, how come it's all us common people down here know who the fuck he is? But you've got all this fucking money. You've got a whole state. You've got these people working for you. You've got a nice haircut and nice clothes, but you don't know how to fix a goddamn series of water pipes. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense. So you want to know what happens? The state fails. You want to know why the state fails? You fail the state. I feel Americans in general, I'm not the first one to sound the alarm as far as the water issue. I know I'm not. I know I'm not. Okay? This is a problem that's been plaguing the country for a while now. So you can't seem to fucking get, and listen, you'll create jobs. It's not like it's anything new. You'll just have to shut down a portion of the city. You'll have to get new piping, right? You'll have to get rid of the old shit. You will create jobs. You'll create those construction jobs. You'll create those welding jobs. You'll create those plumbing jobs. Like, you will create jobs. It will happen. So it's not as if you're losing, it's a win. I mean, yes, certain water will stop flowing, but my thing is, it's best that the water stops flowing because you want to handle the problem. Just handle it as fast as you can with what it is you have. So yes, take care of the problem. Get to the source, fix it, right? And you'll do those things. You'll make jobs. Why the fuck is it? Why is it seem as if I'm giving you a new idea? This isn't a new fucking idea. This isn't a new idea. And the reason I'm using water as an example, because it shows something. It shows something that ultimately serves as a ripple effect, right? Glenn Youngkin is a failure because our leadership reflects Glenn Youngkin. Our leadership reflects failure. If you look at it, just look at it. Just look at what we have at the top. Just look, and tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where what I'm saying. Tell me if what I'm saying is a lie. If it's false, that's the thing. Don't get on me because I'm putting a lot of crosses or something. Tell me if what I'm saying is a lie, or if I'm lying, or if I'm wrong somewhere. You have a man that wants to be the president, right? Of the or the king of America right now. Let's just call him the king. He's the king of America, right? 5 draft deferments to Vietnam. There are people in the foundry right now who's had either parents, grandparents, either you yourself. You might have been in Vietnam, right? One of our brothers, Oh Me No More, in the army during the fucking war on terror. He was in the Middle East. He was out there. He was out there, boots on the ground in the Middle East. So he could have very well, he probably wouldn't have been around if he didn't make certain life decisions. He probably wouldn't be here anymore. So he's one of those people that served this goddamn country. But let's talk about those people that went to Nam. Some of y'all didn't have a fucking choice. Some of you guys, what you got a fucking letter in the mail and said, get your shit together, be at MEPS at this time, you're going to fucking war. Congratulations. Congratulations, you just got selected by the army. This is what fucking America does. And look, I live like I said, I live a good life. I live a good life. I'm getting my retirement. I'm getting my disability, but all these things, right? I earned it. I fucking earned it. I did my time and I put myself in shitty fucking situations to where now I'm permanently fucking disabled. Thank you. And the best they could do is give me a check. I'm not complaining. I am not complaining. Don't get me wrong. Some people may not have gotten to this level that I've gotten to. I am not complaining. I'm not saying all that, but I'm saying I did do my time. But I'm also saying that many of you have done your time too. And this is how you get repaid. So for whatever state that you live in, you can't even get clean fucking water. You can't even be told that, hey, we are working on your fucking water problem. We have men and women down range fixing the pipes as we speak. They are working on it. So the water will be off from these periods. However, we have an alternative. Even if they don't have an alternative, you send people a $600-700 check every month, and you could fucking do it. Please don't tell me that you can't fucking do it, because apparently we have money to send to these motherfuckers in the Eastern Med to start shit and start a fucking world war, apparently. To where now, because you failed, because Glenn Youngkin, you failed to fucking act, everybody else's kids get to go enjoy a fucking war someplace that they've never even heard of. Some of them probably never, they don't even know how to find it on a fucking map. And they might not even return. There's a chance that they may go to this place and they might not even come back. I'm not saying that this is happening. I'm not saying that this is a guarantee, but there's a good fucking chance. There's a good chance. So you have money for these things, these operations, all these operations, right? To fuck with people that they don't even fucking breathe our way. To fuck with them. You have money for that, but you don't have money for what's going on here. You got a whole fucking CIA in Virginia. You got the Pentagon in Virginia. What do you mean you don't fucking have money, right? You got all these things in Virginia, but you don't have money. You're right next to goddamn RFK Stadium, FedEx Field, all these fucking places out there in DC. You're right next to there. You don't think this state is going to make money? Just look at your proximity to places like the FBI, the NSA, and everything else, Washington, D.C. That alone generates the money. So to say that you don't have money for your state is absolute bullshit. The biggest naval base, like one of the biggest naval bases in the world, is here in Virginia, in Norfolk. Norfolk, the nightmare of the Navy. No fucking, you ask any naval sailor where they don't want to go, they'll always say the one place, Norfolk. I do not want to go to fucking Norfolk, Virginia. I do not want to go to Hampton Roads, Virginia. I do not want to go to Virginia Beach, Virginia. I do not want to go to Suffolk. They will say it, all of which is in Norfolk, the biggest naval hub in the fucking world here. How do you not have fucking money? How do you not have money? You have the money, you have the personnel, you have the people. You can make these fucking jobs. You got people starving for jobs right now in Virginia, here, this state. They want jobs. Why can't you fucking make it happen? And I offered you a fucking solution. Moses West. I said, talk to Moses West. He's on one of my many fucking pages, and we're friends. I talk to him. I send him emails. I donate to his fucking charity. That's for clean water. I donate because I believe in it. I put money towards it. I don't have much, but I work at a gas station. But with my little money, you know what? I see value in that. I see value in clean water. You know why? Because we all need it. You know what this is in here? Coffee. You think I'm going to make coffee with fucking beef broth? You think I'm going to have beef broth without water? You think I'm going to have coffee without water? You think I'm going to be able to marinate my goddamn steak without water? We need water. We need clean water, though. I don't want to fucking put the faucet on and goddamn Sunny Delight is coming out. It doesn't make any sense. How is it that you've got all this money, you've got all this experience, yet you find a way to fail every fucking time? You find a way to fail. And the thing is, it's water. It's not like we're asking you to goddamn make a stadium for another football team. But look at that. Look at that. Michigan, the Lions, a bunch of losers. These motherfuckers know how to lose. If there's one thing the Lions know how to do, it's lose. Do you think they know how to fucking win? So I don't. Okay, as of recent, the last 2 seasons, the Lions have been winning. Cool. But in general, the Lions are losers. But they get a new stadium. But you mean to tell me Michigan can't get pipes? The same money you put towards a stadium, you can't seem to get these motherfuckers some pipes, some working pipes to get some clean water. How the fuck does that make any sense? It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. I'll answer that for you. It don't make no sense. So you got Michigan. Arizona, they have a water fucking problem. So you mean to tell me that them with their water problem can't seem to fix it, but I know good and goddamn well Arizona's got probably a few new stadiums. You've got stadiums for Arizona. Nevada, now they have the fucking the Golden Knights. They have the LA Raiders or the Nevada Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders. Nevada doesn't seem to have any water, but you have fucking money for sports. How the fuck does that make sense? Now, I'm not complaining about these other states and these other cities, but the truth is out there. It's in your face. You've got a water problem. People need water. They don't need football. People need water. They don't need to watch a baseball game. They need to hydrate. They need to shower. They need to stay clean. They need water. How the fuck do you not have the infrastructure to do that, but you have the infrastructure to build a fucking stadium? A place to where people are going to go. Most people can't even afford to watch these fucking games. It doesn't make any sense, but you're going to build a fucking stadium. For what? For what? To generate money? How? How do you generate money when the people don't even have the bare necessities to live? That doesn't make any sense. So again, a failure in leadership. It's a leadership problem. It's a leadership problem. Sure, we could say some of it is our fault, right? Because maybe we just let the small things go, right? And you can argue that. You can say that the small things we failed to do with our kids, you get a Glenn Youngkin, you get a Donald Trump, you get a motherfucker like that. That he gets excused with 5 draft deferments, 5 or 4, whatever it is. 1 to me is enough. He gets excused with 5 draft deferments, right? But now he's talking about implementing a draft, starts shit with Iran, right? And then now what is he going to do? ultimately what it looks like is he could take your kids or your children and wants to send them downrange to do the shit he never wanted to do. This is why that shit where he got his ear shot off, I said it before. I said that's his way of saying I shed blood for this country, which in the foundry, here as true earthers, I believe he never got shot in the first place. That thing was staged, but he did it for a reason. He did it to say, hey, by the way, I know I got those draft deferments, but I actually got shot at. None of you got shot at, or none of you got shot and lost some of your ear, which somehow miraculously it grew back after like a week. Y'all remember that shit? I'm sure he wants us to fucking forget, but Pepperidge Farm don't forget, right? The foundry here, we don't fucking forget. So that's his way of saying, oh, I shed blood for this country. You guys could do the same. I shed blood for this country. Why don't you send your kids, sacrifice your kids for this bullshit? No, man. No. I'm sorry, man. And so if you have a lot of these kids coming out saying, I'm not going, they just straight up, you had kids talking about they'll harm themselves before they go. This is a fit. You want to know something? For all the shit, I don't hate the British, but for all the shit that they started with other countries, slavery and this and that, one thing I could commend the royalty, the British for, is how they put their money where their mouth is. So I don't necessarily like the royal family. I don't, right? For all the shit that they've done and they've started and everything else, the things that I mentioned. But they put their money where their mouth is. Those motherfuckers will take their kids and be like, you got to go serve. You're going to go serve. You're not staying here. You're going to go serve. And so the kids are like, roger that. I'm going to go fucking put a uniform on and I'm going to serve. However much time they do, whether they sit behind a desk, fly a helicopter, shoot a rifle, drive tanks. And we've seen them, right? We've seen them, whether it was a camera op or what, they served, they did their time. Our leadership is chicken shit. And if you refuse the uniform, hey, look, I don't blame you. I'm not going to sit here and judge you otherwise, but it's telling that you have those people that they may require their people to do something, but they can turn around and say, hey, guess what? We did it first. Before I asked you to do it, I did it first. Obeezy didn't do it. Bush Jr. didn't do it. 45 didn't do it. Joe Biden didn't do it. None of those motherfuckers did it. None of those dudes did it. Now, Joe Biden could argue and say, hey, my sons did it. Okay. But you didn't do it. But at the same time, with all we're in so many skirmishes and we're in so much shit. I kind of forget after a while who does what to get us where, right? But it turns out because you want to suck Israel's dick, this is the predicament that you fucking got us in. You did. So now they're going to be, there's a potential for all these Marines that have nothing to do with it, all these airmen that have nothing to do with it, sailors and everything else to serve the purpose of Israel. And for what? For what? What are we doing that for? Why? This is the thing is if it's for America, okay. But we're not fighting for America. We're fighting for Israel. And they hate us. They don't like us. They don't even like us. No, I'm telling it like it is. I'm not saying any lies. They don't even like us. They really don't like me. They really don't like me. But that's the truth. They don't even like us. They don't fuck with us. They say, hey, you're the animals. You go into the slaughter. You go in there and you fight our war. Like, what are you doing? Again, leadership failure. Like, please stop claiming to be something that you're not unless you want to accept what you're doing or what you've done as leadership failure. It's failure. You have a whole country right here that got problems with homelessness. You got a problem with people getting a job. But you can fix that by I just gave you I gave you a freebie. Water. Freebie. You can thank me later. No, I don't know. I'm good. You don't have to pay me. I gave you a problem that you could tackle. Water. It's a water problem. So you could create jobs right there, but it's not. But here's the you know what the fucked up thing, you know what the part that's really fucked up? They're not going to do anything about it. They're not. They're not going to do anything about it. But you want to know what's even more fucked up after that is when we try to do something about it, we try to get the people like Moses West stationed about to get these machines up and running. But then, you know what they do? They get their fucking their cronies, they get their bureaucrats out there and say, "You can't put this water machine over here because whatever the reason is." A whole bunch of reasons again to fail. A whole bunch of reasons to keep you unhealthy. A whole bunch of reasons to get you sicker. You can't do this because you don't have a license to run that here. Well, then, motherfucker, if we don't have a license, fix the fucking pipes. Fix the fucking pipes. You know, kind of reminds me of a story, right? Old military story. I don't believe I'm talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it. So, something happened on a boat, right? That's all I'm going to say. Something happened on a boat. And okay, it wasn't me. So let's say a hypothetical. So a person is out there on a boat, sees a problem, and then he's putting in his report, "Hey, there is a problem." And nobody's paying any attention to that report. Problem A exists. We need to fix problem A. He puts in his report every fucking day that problem A exists. Fix problem A. If you do not fix problem A, these series of bad things will happen, and it runs the risk of putting the ship in jeopardy. Let's say that, right? For a multitude of reasons. It'll spell doom for the goddamn crew. You continue, or the sailor continues to put in their report after their watch, problem A exists. Problem A exists. A few months go by. Problem A exists. And then nobody reads the fucking report. Do you want to know when people start reading the report? You change the language a little bit, you know? Problem A exists, you dumb motherfuckers. You lazy pieces of shit. You guys ain't shit. Fuck all of y'all. This ship is going to blow the fuck up because you guys suck dick. You know that? You pieces of shit. Fuck you. Problem A exists. Fix the fucking problem or else this whole fucking thing's going to explode. You pieces of shit. Fuck you, motherfuckers. You want to know what happens? People actually start to read the goddamn reports. That's the only time people read the fucking reports. You know that? And then when they read the reports, you know what they get from that whole time? That whole time you've been giving the reports, you want to know what they get from the whole thing when you say problem A exists? Why did you curse me out? Why did you curse in that report? Do you know that you can go to a captain's mast or an admiral's mast because you cursed in that report? Why did you curse in that report? And you're fired. Yes, we don't trust you because you cursed in that report. But guess what they didn't do? They didn't address problem A existing. They never addressed it. So then you know what happens? From the report that's saying because problem A exists, you run the risk of everything else. Well, guess what happens? Everything else, just like the sailor predicted with his report about problem A. Everything else fucking happens because the leadership, the guys up top, they're too busy worried about their curse words. They're too busy with how the delivery came out. They don't understand that problem A exists because they're fucking all caught up in their goddamn ego. You know how many you know what? I'm not even, okay, so you guys get the point. You guys get the point. The sailor saying that this is going to happen, guess what happened? That happened. That happened just like he predicted. And so now, instead of getting to the problem prior to it becoming a bigger issue, right? Now it's become a national issue, right? And possibly like an international problem. Now you want to start seeing, how do we correct problem A? Well, you dumb motherfuckers, if you would have handled it the first fucking time, like I'd been fucking telling you the first time around, you wouldn't fucking have to ask yourself that same fucked up ass question. How do I fucking handle problem A? This is where we are now. We have a problem A through Z, right? And so what does that look like? What does it look like? Let's be real. We have a water problem, right? So we have a problem with the infrastructure. Cool. You've got a guy by the name of Moses West that says, hey, I can fix it. I have this, I have that, I can fix it. Why haven't you fixed it? You've been given, this guy's been here for over a decade and a half now doing what he's doing. Why don't you talk to him? You need me? I don't even have a college degree, so I don't know anything. You need me to tell you that there's a motherfucker out there that knows how to fix the water problem that you fucking have? But you're ready to fucking get you're ready to put another ice rink for whatever, a hockey team, a professional hockey team, a professional football team, a goddamn horse racing track. You're ready to put all these things in your state, but people are thirsty. People can't wash. People can't clean. People can't keep healthy because you refuse to handle problem fucking A. You refuse to be the leader that you claim to be. All you do is fail. That's all you fucking do. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with failure, but failure sometimes comes with making an attempt. And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to make an attempt sometimes and you fail. But that it doesn't stop there because you have chances. You have more than one chance, and maybe it may not happen during your administration. But these are why you pass down notes or you ask people for advice. This is what makes leadership. This is how leaders become successful. Oftentimes it doesn't happen the first time, right? You may strike out the first few times and that's fine. But you keep hammering away, right? You keep hammering away and ultimately you'll strike gold, right? You got to find the right people. You keep asking the questions. You keep looking for solutions. You keep looking for people. You will have a solution. You will find a solution to your problem. You have water here on this earth. You have clean, fresh water. You have access to it. You have people that could pull the moisture out of the air, and this place is hot than a motherfucker. Like, don't use the excuses. There's moisture in the air. You can literally pull the moisture out of the air and turn it into running water. Fresh, potable water. You can do that. We've done it. We could do that on a ship. You could do that, right? You could do that on a ship. We have a self-sustaining reverse osmosis unit. Or you have evaporators. You have them on a ship. This is old technology. It's not like it's, you see, this is, at the end of the day, this is what it boils down to. Pun intended. This is what it boils down to. You don't want success. You don't want success. That to me, that's what it looks like to me. And that's what it looks like to the everyday Joe, everyday person. You refuse to win because you don't want to win. I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want? What does success look like to you? Because I could tell you what failure looks like to me. It's this shit. Now you have us in a place, or the president has us in a place to where we're possibly going to war with the East. Just the East. And of course, the major powers of the East. We're possibly going to war with them. And it comes from your inability to properly act, to do something, the small shit. You can't do the small things. You're not going to do the big things. You know how many times I heard that because I fucked up? A lot. Vlad, if you can't do the small things, you're never going to do the big things right. I said, Roger that. What am I doing wrong? Well, A, B, and C. Let me fix it. Let me fix those things. And I should be seeing success here soon. It's the small things, it's the small victories. That's how you get success. But like I don't like putting your balls on the forefront like that, man. I don't like questioning other people's leadership, man, because that's not what leaders do, or that's not what people do. You know what I'm saying? We should be building you up so you can act, so you can see that we have your back. But nobody's telling you that you fucking, at least I don't hear them. Nobody's in your corner telling you you fucking up, man. I don't think anybody's in Donald Trump's corner telling him, dude, you fucking up, bro. Like, you fucking up big time. You hire this one motherfucker that, like, you hire a dude that, look, there are people out there that have clearances, right? Secret, top secret, and the like. And then the goddamn fixins on their top secret clearances and their secret clearances. You have people with these clearances. If people were to do what Pete Hegseth has done with his clearance, if they were to do that with their clearance, they would no longer have a clearance. We know how the game operates. Pete Hegseth already has put some of your most time critical information in a signal chat, in a form of a social media, and transmitted it thinking that he was secure. Who do you think set that thing up? Who do you think was on the other line to see and intercept that goddamn transmission? None other than the synagogue of Satan themselves, spying on us and ready to give that information towards those motherfuckers in the Eastern Med. That's failure. Again, you fucking failed because you didn't even fire that motherfucker. It blows my mind. You kept him on board, and it's not his first time doing this shit. You kept him on board. If it was any one of us motherfuckers, we would have been got fired. But you kept him on board. You kept him. Failure. So it doesn't surprise me that Glenn Youngkin doesn't know his ass from his elbow when it comes to fucking getting his infrastructure right. It doesn't surprise me because the failure is happening at the very fucking top. You hire losers to achieve greatness. You hire losers to win. It doesn't make sense. You're the first one to talk about DEI. You are the epitome. You are the shining example of what a DEI hire is. You are. It's nobody that's of a different shade or hue than you. That's you. You and the people that you've hired because they suck your dick, because they kiss your ass, and they're afraid to tell you the truth about how shitty a job you're doing. Ship up or ship the fuck out and get this country back in working order. But because you failed to do the small things, you're not going to fucking check those people. And this country, because of your inability to act right, is failing. You, Glenn Youngkin, are an example of the upper brass. You are not an example of me. Yeah, it's not me that fucking helped get you in office. I can promise you that. It is an example of what like as above, so below. Basically, you are an example of what the top is doing. Wow, isn't that crazy? How we understand the principle of the Hermetic principle of correspondence, right? As without, so within. As above, so below. Donald Trump, Glenn Youngkin, a shit sandwich again. A shit sandwich. You see how this all just becomes seamless. This is how you know the earth is flat. You see how we make sense here in the Foundry family? You see how it all just flows and it works? Look, man, family again, man. I said all that to say, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. But if you are going to make an executive order and you would like to keep your kids or your loved ones away from what's possibly to come, I don't blame you. If you decide you don't want to stand for this flag because this flag doesn't stand for you, I don't blame you. If you don't trust your leadership, I already don't blame you. Because they don't have your best interests at heart, I don't blame you. Leadership, listen, if you really mean what you say about that country in the Eastern Med, that you say they are our greatest ally, and you want to suck their dick as bad as you do, send your kids to fight this war. That's how we know you're serious about what it is you say. Send your kids. Send your kids to fight that war that you want our kids to fight. Send your kids. As soon as you send your kids, we'll think about it. Or as soon as you send yourself, we'll think about it. We'll consider it. But if you can't send your kids, don't bother the American people. If you can't fix the water issue here, don't bother these people for taxes. Like don't bother them for a fucking dime, because apparently that money is not making it back to the goddamn faucets. It's not making it back to underground, fixing these pipes, to the infrastructure. Where the fuck is that money going? You're not even fixing the potholes. Failure. Again, you fail. I'm offering a solution. Contact Moses West. You can find him everywhere. He's in Instagram. He's everywhere. Moses West is available. Talk to him, right? I don't want to just bark at you and tell you you're a big fuck up, because though you're a big fuck up, you've got breath in your body, you're still in office, and you have an opportunity to make your local city. If you want to start in Richmond, which is the state capital, and then you want it to spread, you can start in Richmond. Sure. If you want to start in Norfolk, or if you want to take it and use a neighborhood, say, I don't know, in Culpeper, and use them as a test bed, and you want to run that experiment for 6 months and see how it works and how it flows, pun intended, then do that. Look, I'm here to offer a solution, a way out, and how you can win. And listen, Governor Youngkin, if you win, guess what? The state of Virginia wins. If the state of Virginia, if the Culpeper wins, you win. If Culpeper wins, Virginia wins. You win. If you win, we win. If we win, that sets up the blueprint for the rest of the goddamn country. The rest of the country could look at how Virginia handles business, and then they can take that blueprint, adopt the same thing, and everybody wins. If everybody wins, that's the nation. It spreads. Other people can adopt the same blueprint. Meanwhile, you know what you've done? People have jobs. People are looking to find better ways of having clean, fresh water at a smaller scale, so they can alleviate the pressure on a Moses West. So they can say, hey, Mr. West, I found a way in which you can operate a little bit easier. It spreads. But you have to come up with a small solution, and then it becomes something bigger. Because I'm telling you, you've got a lot of smart people out there. You've got a lot of people out there that want to do something for their city, for their municipality, for their state, for their country. People want to do something for their country. But when you come to the country and you give them a shit sandwich every fucking time, when you come like this, they're going to come like that. They're going to say, fuck you. Get the fuck out of my face. Don't come for my kids, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. Until you could figure the small shit out, until you could stop giving that country, the synagogue of Satan in the Eastern Med, all our fucking money, fuck you. Don't come at us with no bullshit. Don't come at us with no fucking handout. Don't come at us with that bullshit, man. Fix the fucking water. I know the people in fucking Flint, Michigan done lost their mind over y'all motherfuckers. You lost. You lost all respect. You lost all credibility with them. Because of Flint, Michigan, this country, to me, the government, to me, I'm like, you've lost all credibility. You've got a Flint, Michigan right there, but you put up a stadium. Makes no fucking sense. You lost. To me, that's how that right there, years ago, you lost it all with me. Yeah, fuck what the shot did and everything else. Like that right there, Flint, Michigan was like, I was just like, oh my God, you guys disgust me. But again, I'm not gonna talk, I'm not gonna harp on the bad. You have a solution. Get over your ego. Hear the curses for what they are. It is from a concerned vet, a concerned citizen, because you are not heading down a good path. There are so many other problems that stem from improper or poorly managed infrastructure than just clean water not being delivered to the citizens of Virginia. This is something to where if you're so fucking concerned about terrorism, well, there's an easy way for terrorists to get in here and just make it a total nightmare for you. And it's through the goddamn water system, right? This is actually how motherfuckers used to handle war. This is actually how motherfuckers used to fight war. They used to chop a horse's head up and then they used to dump it in a fucking well. The well of the city that they were going to fucking skirmish over and take over. They dropped the horse's head in there. They can do the same thing here. There's no reason why you can't have clean fucking water in Virginia, man. It don't make no sense. If the top leadership don't know what the fuck he's doing, that doesn't mean you don't need, it doesn't mean you have to be a fuck up. If he's going to be a fuck up, let him be a fuck up. If somebody's going to be a fucking example, let them follow you. If you don't like how shit is going, you be the example. You be like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to do it my fucking way. I'm going to do it fucking my way. And then you're going to fucking follow me. You're going to do it like I do it. Trust me, motherfuckers might not like your style, but they'll fucking follow. If they don't fucking like it, they're not going to say it because obviously you're getting positive results from it. You know what they're going to do? They're going to adopt your fucking style. Meanwhile, cursing your name under their breath. But they're going to adopt your style because it breeds success. Don't feel as if just because you're down here, you're a governor of a goddamn state, doesn't mean you don't have any power. No, you have the power. Start using it. Start using it for something to fucking make these people win. Because when you make these people win, you win. When we win because of you, you've won. The state wins. Other states look and they want to copy what you've done. They want to copy what you've done. If people look at your state like, man, y'all are the losers, it's fucked up. You know what? People look at Michigan like the losers. They do. And you know, the only way it's so backwards in the states because the way people think states win is because they have a winning baseball team, a winning football team. That's so goddamn far from the truth. That's so far from the truth. But our way of thinking as Americans in general is upside down. People that come into here starting shit with us. That's a perfect example of it. You have one that comes in here saying that it's a she. Meanwhile, it's a he, starting out as a he, trying to turn into a she. Doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Doesn't know whether it's day or it's night. Doesn't know whether it's going or coming. But telling us we're fucked up. That's how fucking upside down the thinking is. This nation wants you to think that the states that win are the ones with winning baseball teams and winning football teams. Meanwhile, their infrastructure is all fucked up. That's how they metric winning. But again, I'm going to stop complaining. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to land my plane here, man. Glenn Youngkin, listen, man. I don't know how much time you have left in office, but fix yourself. Fix yourself. Because people are looking to you to fix yourself. Nobody, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and say nobody is talking about you the way I am right now. But you need to fix yourself because the water's not going to fix itself. The water situation is not going to get better. Moses West. Yes, that's his name. That's his real name. If you read the scriptures, Glenn Youngkin, which I'm going to say you don't. I'm going to be an asshole. I'm going to say despite how your hair look nice, you look like you got some nice gear on, you got a beautiful family. I'm going to say you don't know shit about the fucking scriptures. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that. I'm going to take a shot in the dark. And I'm going to be an asshole about it. Cool. But I'm going to take a shot in the dark. You don't know shit about the scriptures. But I'm going to tell you real quick. Moses, not Moses West, but Moses from the Bible, he went ahead. God told him, look, man, you want to get these dudes that are thirsty. I'm paraphrasing. You want to get the dudes that are thirsty some water. Go to that rock right there and talk to the rock. And then talk to the rock, strike it a couple of times, and then it'll produce water. Moses did that. Right. And then another time he didn't even talk to the rock, just knocked that rock, sprung out the water. And then God was like, I got something for you at the end of your life. I got something for you, homeboy. I got something for you. But that's a pretty good story. But I'm just saying the parallels between this Moses West that we have available to us now, right, and Moses of the scriptures, Moses of the Bible, right? The parallels are there. This is almost like a sign from God for you to do something, for you to do something. The people are out there ready to make changes in this state, right? You are in charge of the state. Get people that will make you win. Get them in charge of something and make it fucking happen. Let Virginia be the example for the rest of the country. Let Virginia be the example. Don't wait on what everybody else is going to say. You could hide these illegal aliens all day. People could hide illegal aliens, but they can't fix the water problems. It don't make no sense. They could say, hey, we're going to hide the illegal alien. Instead of all that money hiding these illegal motherfuckers, you take that goddamn money and fix the fucking water. Fix the water problem. That's what I'm saying. Fix the goddamn water problem. You can't do that. You can't do shit. Start small. Start small, fix the water problems, get some jobs in here, get Moses West in here, start making clean water, start winning, start being an example of what success looks like. If you're not looking to be, if you're not on the road to being an example of what success looks like, you're failing. That's it. There's no, we don't have no excuses for you. You're failing. You are failing, period. Glenn Youngkin, that is your task. You work for us. We don't work for you. Look to win. Stop failing. That's all I got, family. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and get with Vika. Vika comes on here in 4 minutes. I didn't mean to rant, but, you know, this is the small things that we can do here on our end, man. If there's any way we can help, check out Moses West, family. Moses West has the Moses West Foundation and everything else where he's out there making these machines and he's producing clean water. I throw money at his shit every fucking month. It ain't much, man. But this is what we have. This is something that we have. These are things that we can control. And at least with the things that we could control, the leadership or the people that claim to be fucking leadership will see that we have a control over something. They'll look to get in and to duplicate that and make it on a bigger scale. They can't do that. They're the fucking failures we called them out to be. And they're going to continue to be that. But just because they're failures doesn't mean we need to be failures. Fuck those motherfuckers. Damn right, you're challenged. Leadership, quote unquote, you are being challenged. Stop fucking up. Stop failing. Stop coming up with excuses to fail. Start coming up with reasons to win. Guys, check out Vika. Vika's going to be coming on here soon. So that's all I got, family. And Foundry, thank you for letting me come on this much and sharing this time with me. I really appreciate you guys. I'm not angry or anything, but a little bit annoyed. Absolutely. Yes, I am. And, you know, thing is, I do the best with whatever I have. Right. And if I have a little bit of money, I give it to the people that know what to do, that have something to do to make this place better. You understand what I'm saying? The money is my time. So that's me putting my focus on these things because I feel that these guys not only deliver a good message, but they also put a good product out there to make our surroundings, our environment, our world in general, a better place to live. Globe people, take note. You guys, I don't know what it is you're doing, right? You guys want to come here and fuck with us. You guys don't produce anything. You guys don't come here with that same heat and that same smoke because we understand that there are problems here in this world, right? You guys want to come in here and fuck with us instead of looking to make these problems right. And because of that, it shows that you're failing. You're also failing. So unless you're looking to win or doing something that's going to help you and those around you to win, you're failing. No, I'm going to get at the Globe as well because you guys seem to have nothing good for us. So there's, again, the Moses West Foundation. You want to go win? Let's get some water, some clean water around here. All right? And stop making excuses and stop coming in here with empty hands and a fucking empty stomach. And no content. You think you're going to get content out of us, man. Get on out of here. Go someplace else. Anyway, that someplace else to go, family, is Vika's channel. Vika's going to be coming on now, 8 o'clock. JJ was supposed to come on now, but I was sitting here flapping my gums. Not Omi no more, excuse me. Our brother Blacklight is also on. So if you're in the NBA, you watching the game, chop it up with Blacklight. Blacklight is on now. Check out our brother Blacklight, family. And Foundry, that's all I got. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. Most of all, wisdom, 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 family. Y'all stay blessed. And with that, family, I love y'all. I'm out. Let's check out Vika's. Let's check out our brother Blacklight. Peace.